Hello. So I did a video this morning using the shoddy setup. I thought, do another one, because I felt like it. But as this is a reasonably unique situation, it's a larger area for me to work on, I thought I'd do something bigger. Because, bigger is better. And that's why I'm single. No, Tonight's Return Leader class, Soundwave. I've immediately just popped parts off from. Hang on 1 second. What have I done wrong here? Nothing. That doesn't want to go in for some reason. Whatever. Close up. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. Okay. Right. And he is a la G1, a cassette player. Although he didn't have the handle. That was Blaster, because this is a remold of the Blaster figure that came out just before it. Because that's all Titan's Return is, really. It's just remolds and remolds and more remolds. But, it's a ghetto blaster with, holes through them. That's a little bit irritating because there's no attempt to hide this at all. Ho-hum. And yeah, it's yeah, on the side, and there's like bits and stuff and gubbins, and that doesn't really give much away. And you look at the back, and well, apart from you can probably tell what that is, it's got stuff dumped on the back. Yeah, which is to say, the gun, which is Blaster's gun in Soundwave colours, and Soundwave's shoulder cannon, which was designed to look like a battery, and they've not found a way of putting it inside, so they've just stuck it on the bum. Lazy. But I've got a cassette player, which is a thing. Size comparison, Voyager Megatron. So, Megatron can, bust out some sick moves. Whatever that means. And Combiner Force Soundwave. Just, whatever. I got this because it was like, I'm going to shell out, I'm going to get myself a, like a leader class figure. I'm going to get myself something good. I originally went out looking for Blaster, because I've got Rewind, and I've got Stripes. And I was like, I'll get Blaster. And all I could find was him. So I bit the bullet and got him. Because they're pretty much the exact same thing. Anyway, there's base mode, I suppose. Let's do that. So you untab these flaps, which will quite happily want to do it themselves, but you unfold those and fold them down. Untab that and fold it down. Fold out these little flaps. Untab the arms. These grey sections. You sort of tab on at the back. Rotate them at not the shoulder. Bring them up at, again, not the shoulder. Bend them at not the elbow. Do you see where I'm going with this yet? To about that kind of angle. And fold these little bits over so they become like turrets. The same this side. Fold it up. And I missed a bit in the cassette player mode, but I'll show you that in a second. So you got this, and then you get these pieces, hinge them out, and then just in the back here there's a little bit of gubbins that you flip up, so it just makes it look a bit more like detail. It's like this kind of stuff. I'll do the same here. Fold that out, And flip. Come on. Yeah, flip that rubbish over. So you got it like that. And the thing I missed in the cassette mode, which works exactly the same way in all three modes, is you press this little button here, and the chest flap opens, the cassette tape opens. And you've got this little cassette. It's more like some kind of weird MP3 player, which just slots in there. And you can use the young cassettes. This is Buzzsaw. I'll get into him in a minute. But you just slide that in there. That's still close. And the button works. Then you fold up this little back bit for whatever reason. And here there's this little clear bit. And at the front, you fold it up. Bring this up so you can see it. There's a little screen. So it's now got the back bit you bring up, for whatever reason. Then you bring up this front bit, so it's got a little screen. You can possibly, there are pegs in there, so you can stand someone in there. Then you put, there's a little peg there. You can put this on and get lined up. You can just put that into the hole there. And we'll briefly talk about this, because on the side here, where is it? No. Underneath, there are round bits that kind of look like wheels, or like it should be wheels. On the back, it possibly has, what, jet thrusters? So, it's a very weird thing. But here, guess what that is? It's the Titan Master Headmaster guy. Now, originally when I got this guy, it didn't fit in there, because this is just like you can store him completely everywhere. But originally when I got this, he didn't fit. I actually had to scrape away a little bit inside that hole there. Where are we? That hole there. I had to scrape away some stuff in there to get his head to fit. You turn it over and you can, to sit in this and stuff. Drive around or something. You can put the gun on there. So, there's that. What you're supposed to do is these little slots here. Supposed to go into the top of the handle there. So that makes a little platform. And you can, have him onto one of those or something. Peg him onto one of those. If it'll go on, which it doesn't want to. And this little Soundwave dude, he's got big silver legs with speakers built into them, so they've done that. The head looks quite Soundwave, so they've done that. There's a big square flat chest piece, so I dare say if someone really, really wanted to paint that, they could do something with that. But they have tried to make him look as Soundwave as possible, so that's quite nice. Fair dues to him. Can't complain. Camera setup's falling over because I pulled a wire. Hooray! Improvised camera work. Hooray! So he's not bad actually. He doesn't look terrible. Yeah. That's the base mode, and you can put him wherever, and you can stand around and do stuff. It's not that interesting, to be honest with you. It's a thing that you can do, but it's not very good. It's got these bits, these bits so you can connect them to other ramps. And then, for some reason, don't ask me why, on the back, where you put all the weapons to store, they've got the connections there. So you can connect them to the back, which doesn't go anywhere. Now, I know like the old Micromasters had them so you could connect them, but not just randomly on the back that doesn't do anything. I'm not sure what that's all about, but, fair enough. So, we'll get back into robot mode, so we'll take these off. that off. And we got little Soundwave. Okay, out of the way. So, fold the big screen in first. Is it first? Yeah. Fold that in first. Fold that on top. Close that up out of the way. Fold these little bits underneath. There's no particular order to a lot of this, so these little fiddly bits you can do whatever, but I'm just doing them as I feel like. Fold these over the top. Now, when you close these pieces up, these tabs, these big grey pieces here, go onto slots here. And they go through holes in these pieces. So you've got to try and line them up properly. Can be a bit fiddly, but it is possible. Do that. Tilt these now, as they are. Because they're on a double hinge from when they go for the cassette player mode. And then you double hinge them out to there. And now we're just folding them like that. So like the cassette player mode, but further out. If you're following any of that. Then we're doing the same sort of thing, but with this piece here, which is definitely not the thigh. Honest. So, untab, because it's a little bit fiddly, and double hinge out, stick into place. Now we close it up, and fold it around and stuff. Right. Try and get all this to sort of tab together. It's not. There you go. It's more by touch, to be honest with you, and feel. It's a little bit awkward, but you can get that. Then rotate it at the thigh. Bring it down. Here, look. Oh yeah, and you got it. Flick the toe out. I'll do that quickly now. Flick the toe out. Double hinge that out. Close up. The slot I was talking to you about, that's more for the cassette player mode. In this mode, they tab in there instead. Because I'm an idiot. This shouldn't be a revelation to you people anymore. What do you mean, you people? Sorry, Tropic Thunder, great film. So, we got some legs. Hooray. Is it done yet? No. So we fold these pieces up into what's definitely not the forearms. Rotate them down at definitely not the wrists. Fold out, which is probably not the hands. Oh look, it is. What a surprise. Rotate it down, fold out the hand, fold this piece back, and stupid. Stay. We'll transform the Titan Master, and we'll drop him in. There he's done, isn't he? Look how good that. Nope, because you can see his robot brains. That. Ooh, it's gross. Now, all you gotta do is open this flap back here, fold out this big piece here, that up, stick it in the back, fold it over the top, and then we've got Soundwave's big head. Stop rolling around. Soundwave's big head. And you know what? The head seems far too big for the face now. Just way too big. But obviously I'm just being petty. Pardon me. So you can peg this onto the one massive peg there to give me shoulder cannon. And you can open it up and shove that in if you like. And give him his gun. Something tells me I've made some sort of mistake with his ankle. What have I done with his ankle? I made a mistake with his ankle? Not really, it just doesn't want to do what I tell it to do. So, Soundwave in robot mode. Size comparison. Megatron. And Combiner Force Soundwave. So he's leader class, isn't he? Let's be fair. Don't know what you're expecting with that one, to be honest with you. And there's something about the proportions of the arms that scream Blaster a lot more than they do Soundwave. I'm not sure if it's because these are too thick, or maybe they're too stocky, or what. There's just something about the proportions that scream Blaster to me. And it's kind of my problem with this figure. It does feel more Blaster than Soundwave. And the ankles just do not work for me. Maybe my figure's defective, maybe I'm transforming it wrong. But they don't seem to want to go where I want to go unless I have him standing perfectly straight. And even now they're fighting. I hate these ankles, I do. They're stupid. Because, right, that's the ankle. And it can tilt. Well, the toe doesn't want to go flat for a start. And it can tilt back a bit, and it can tilt forward a little bit. But it's still on that original double hinge. So it will hinge inside rather than here. And it just doesn't do what I want it to do. And then this one seems to hinge in the right place, but it's not. Because it's not just hinging there. Where are we? It's not just hinging there. It's sliding inboard. So it's not up against here where it's supposed to be. It's over there somewhere. Yeah, it's supposed to be there. But it doesn't, it goes over there. They're just not nice ankles. I hate these ankles. They just don't work. Not for me anyway. Maybe mine's broken or something. I don't know. I don't know. It's a shame because, you know, he feels good. I mean, the legs are hollow. But like a lot of the Titans Return figures, even though they're hollow, they've done really well with them, and they don't feel hollow. They feel solid. He feels a very solid figure. Apart from these stupid things. I mean, like, he's even got the little skirting a la Gundams. So he can get good posability and stuff. You know, he's got all the hinges. They are there, and he feels nice and solid, and he's good. But there's just little bits that really let him down, and if someone can tell me how to fix that, please do. But he disappoints me. And if you don't want to have this thing because, say, you've got Buzzsaw, like I have, you shove Buzzsaw in there. You can still peg it onto there if you want, but then it's just hanging over his head and it looks daft. What you can do is use one of these holes, so probably that one, and peg it onto where the gun connects. The shoulder cannon connects in cassette mode, and then it's not as noticeable. But if anything, he's just, you know, like a, what am I thinking? You know, like soldiers when they've got the belts and they've got loads of stuff hanging off the back of them, like, you know, extra ammo packs and stuff like that. That kind of thing. And I might have to add some silver to this. I've got a silver Sharpie, which I know is blasphemy, but I might have to add some silver to this, because that not having the silver on the centre of the crest is just killing me. Because I'm sure the centre of his crest is supposed to be silver as well. But that just being blank's killing me. It's just, But we'll round this off and we'll talk about Buzzsaw. You go there. Buzzsaw is, as far as I'm aware, exactly the same as Laserbeak. If you can get hold of Laserbeak, I've never seen for sale. He's another one of the little data things, like Rewind. Is it Rewind? Yeah, Rewind and Stripes that I've already got. I think I've reviewed them. Have I reviewed Stripes? I think I did, because it's terrible. Let me see how we transform this now. Hold these out at the big hinges. We rotate these. How do we rotate these now? I think we turn this like this. No, you know what? I can't even talk at this point. On these pins, the big silver bits there. Rotate, rotate, flip it over, flip over. So they're like that. We get these bits and we rotate them this way, do we? No, that. Which way does this go now? This is the awkward bit. This is the one that always gets me. Because these pieces here. Because I haven't got my normal setup, I'm finding it really hard to get the perspective on this, so I apologise to everyone in advance. Get that like that. Shut those off. And I've untabbed that because it's on a mushroom thing and it'll just pop back on. It's not the end of the world. Do that. Is that right? Doesn't feel right. Must be. No, that can't be right. Sorry, I'm just fiddling with this now because I can't remember how it works. You know what, it's not a very good mode anyway, so I'm just going to do it the way that it kind of works. I can't remember how to do this. If I remember, I'll try and do it. I'll show it in another one, but whatever. It doesn't look good anyway, so who cares? No, that's really not it, is it? It must just be that. Sorry, right, okay. You basically turn these, get these little wheels folded out, and turn it into that. And it's some kind of like Robot Wars, drivey, pushy thing. These little wheels. And it looks rubbish, so why I spent that long fighting to show you, I'm not really sure. But we'll go to the bird mode, because it's Buzzsaw, and it's basically Laserbeak, so it's got to be. So we'll fold these in. We'll fold it basically like the way it was going back as it was. Yeah, so you basically fold these in for the cassette mode. Fold this up, and I know do that or something with them. I'm not sure what you do with these, to be honest with you. Fold the head out. There we go. And just in the inside here, you just bring these out a bit. Sorry, I know this video, you're not going to see any real detail, and you'll probably be going, what? What's he doing? But you know what? It doesn't look any good anyway, so I'm not really too worried about it. Ah, dear. Yeah, that thing. Mess. That's Buzzsaw. It looks really good. They're gonna have this for Laserbeak too. Laserbeak's exactly the same, but in red and black. That's exciting. You can, like, sit on his shoulder. Yay! Until I started doing this review, I actually forgot I had him because I noticed the thing was on the back, and I'm like, well, why have I got that on the back? What's inside? Oh, yeah. Whatever. Maybe I'm doing something wrong. I'm probably doing something wrong. Again, yeah. If I'm doing something wrong and, some way of fixing this or something, whatever. Where will that go in there? There you go. So yeah, Titans Return, Leader Class Soundwave. Get Blaster. If you have the option, get Blaster. This mould feels a lot more Blaster. I think Soundwave's a very serious character, and this figure feels more fun, carefree. I can't take it seriously as Soundwave. There's just something about it. Blaster's just a chilled out, laid back kind of guy, and this mold suits him. You know, if Blaster had ankles that were a bit funny, who cares? It's Blaster, you know, whatever. But Soundwave, it just like, no, serious, no, not Soundwave. Maybe I'm giving too much reverence to the character, but this just doesn't work for me. Sadly. But apart from the annoying ankles and the ludicrous chest weapon thing, buzzsaw, and the fact that I would have much preferred his battery gun, he's a solid brick, and he does feel fantastic. Yeah, I'm trying to think of positives now, have you noticed? He does feel really good. He is nice, solid. He's got plenty of articulation. You know, the head rotates, which I didn't mention. Because now he can look straight into his, into his shoulder cannon. You can't really turn the shoulder cannon because of this stupid handle thing. I don't, you know what I mean? It's fighting with itself as much as it's fighting with me. I don't know. I want to love it because apart from anything, I paid a lot of money for it. You know, I paid like 50 quid near enough for this, something like that. It's been a while. So I want to love him, I do. But he's just fighting me. So, if anyone's got any hints, tips, anything like that to help improve my, enjoyment of this figure, so just, give me some sort of hint. Because, like, the boombox, you can't do anything with. It's pointless mode. The base mode, I've not got any of the other Leader Class figures based on this one. I don't plan on. And the robot mode, the ankles don't work. If the ankles worked, I'd like this a lot more. So basically, as far as I'm concerned, he pretty much fails in all three modes. You know, there's no play value. There's nothing I can do with him. You know, the accessories are ridiculous. I don't know. Maybe I'll feel better if I manage to get hold of Rumble and Frenzy. But, whatever. So, yeah, someone give me some kind of hints. Please don't have a go at me too much because I'm not being super cheerful about this figure. I mean, it's a shame. It is a shame, and I'm probably wrong. I'm probably biased, but I can admit my faults. And on that note, I should be ugly, I should be wretched, and I shall see all of you, hopefully in better definition and where I can actually get perspective, in the next one. Bye bye! Where's the lens there?